Jamaica isn't just a small island, it's the sprint capital of the world. But here's the thing, not every athlete born in Jamaica or with Jamaican heritage stays loyal. Some switch countries for money, others for better training facilities, and some simply for a chance at Olympic glory when competition at home is too fierce. But the sprinters in today's countdown? They refuse to betray the green, gold, and black. They could have chased easier medals, bigger contracts, or foreign opportunities, but they didn't. Instead, they chose loyalty, pride, and the island that raised them. So let's count down 6 Jamaican sprinters who refused to betray their country. Starting us off at number 6 is Brianna Williams. Born in Miami, Florida, Brianna had a choice. She could have run for the United States, where the track and field system is stacked with resources and sponsors. It would have been the easy option. But Brianna didn't want easy, she wanted home. She proudly declared herself Jamaican and committed to wearing the national colors. When she burst onto the scene as a teenager, winning the world under-20 double in the 100 and 200 meters, critics wondered if she might switch to Team USA down the line. But Brianna shut that down quickly. She's been through injuries, coaching changes, and the pressure of living up to high expectations, but she's never abandoned Jamaica. Despite setbacks like a 2019 doping controversy, later resolved, and near misses at the 2024 Jamaican National Championships, Williams' loyalty to Jamaica never wavered. Her 2021 Olympic relay gold alongside legends like Fraser-Pryce and Elaine Thompson-Herah showcased her contribution to Jamaica's legacy. Even after a heartbreaking false start in the 200-meter final at the 2025 Jamaican Championships, she declared, "It's not over yet," signaling her resolve to keep representing Jamaica with pride. Williams' story is one of unwavering loyalty, choosing cultural pride and heritage over the allure of bigger nations. Her journey reflects a sprinter running not just for medals, but for the heart of Jamaica, embodying a legacy she hopes will inspire future generations. Even though her best days are still ahead of her, her loyalty already speaks volumes. That's why Brianna Williams takes number 6. At number 5, it's Yohan Blake, famously known as the Beast. After Usain Bolt, Blake was supposed to be the heir to Jamaica's sprinting throne. And for a while he was world champion, Olympic medalist, and one of the few men to ever run under 9.7 seconds in the 100 meters. With that kind of talent, the offers poured in. Foreign camps wanted him. Countries with weaker sprint programs would have bent over backwards to give him citizenship. And let's be honest, Blake's career has had ups and downs, from injuries to false starts. But through it all, he stayed loyal to Jamaica. The turning point came after a disheartening last-place finish at the 2024 London Diamond League, where Blake clocked a sluggish 10.23 seconds in the 100-meter. In a raw, emotional interview with the Inside Lane, he bared his soul, revealing the toll of his struggles. "My own country Jamaica doesn't give me the respect," he said, his voice heavy with frustration. "Jamaica loves winners, and once you're not winning, they're not supporting you." Fans and critics alike had begun to urge him to retire, some even accusing him of running for money rather than legacy. The harsh criticism stung, especially for a man who had won 2 Olympic gold medals in relays, a 2011 World Championship 100-meter title, and multiple junior records for Jamaica. Despite all the backlash, he kept training at home, kept repping the Jamaican flag, and kept calling himself part of Team Bolt, Team Jamaica. Even when younger sprinters started to overshadow him, Blake never jumped ship. His loyalty is unquestionable. And that's why Yohan Blake is number 5. Coming in at number 4 is the man who held it down before Bolt, Asafa Powell. If you follow track and field, you know Powell was the original Jamaican sprint superstar of the 2000s. He set multiple world records, ran under 10 seconds over 97 times in his career, and carried Jamaican sprinting on his back before the golden generation exploded. Powell had every reason to switch allegiances. Imagine, you're the fastest man in the world, and richer countries with better training facilities come knocking. It would have been tempting. But Asafa Powell stayed true. He represented Jamaica at every major championship, even when things didn't go his way in the finals. At the peak of his career, Powell was approached with a lucrative deal, millions of US dollars, to switch nationality and compete for another country. The offer came at a time when he was dominating the track, breaking the 10-second barrier consistently and cementing his legacy as the sub-10 king. For many athletes, such an offer would be hard to resist. Financial security, better resources, and potentially greater global exposure. But Powell, driven by a deep sense of national pride and hope for a brighter future with Jamaica, turned it down. He didn't know what lay ahead, but his love for his country and belief in its potential kept him rooted. He chose to run under the black, green, and gold flag, prioritizing loyalty over personal gain. Powell's refusal to switch nations in 2006 wasn't just a rejection of financial gain. It was a stand for his identity and belief in Jamaica's potential. He highlighted systemic issues, pointing out that athletes often face financial uncertainty after retirement, with no safety net despite their contributions to national pride. His frustration peaked when he declared that unless Jamaica's support system improves, his children, with his wife's Canadian and Ghanaian heritage, would not represent the country. And here's the thing, Powell's consistency built the confidence that Jamaican sprinting could dominate the world. Without him, maybe Bolt doesn't shine as bright, maybe Jamaica doesn't rise as high. That's why Asafa Powell locks down number 4. At number 3, we honor one of the queens of sprinting, Veronica Campbell-Brown. Veronica's story is special because she trained and studied in the United States during her college years, where opportunities to switch national allegiance were everywhere. Some athletes in her position have taken that path, but not Veronica. She stayed fiercely Jamaican. As her success grew, so did her visibility on the world stage. Larger nations, recognizing her talent, reportedly approached her with offers to switch allegiance. These countries, often with more resources, larger sponsorship deals, and advanced training facilities, could have tempted many athletes with promises of greater financial rewards and global exposure. For a young woman from a small rural Jamaican parish, such offers might have seemed life-changing. Yet, Campbell-Brown remained steadfast in her commitment to Jamaica, a nation of fewer than 3 million people that punches far above its weight in track and field. Her decision was rooted in a deep sense of national pride and identity. Campbell-Brown often spoke of her love for Jamaica, its culture, and its people, crediting her community and upbringing for shaping her resilience and work ethic. She attended the same high school as Jamaican sprint legend Merlene Ottey and hailed from the same parish as Usain Bolt, carrying forward a legacy of representing Jamaica with class, dignity, grace, and humility. Her loyalty paid off too. She became one of Jamaica's most decorated athletes, a 2-time Olympic 200-meter champion, multiple world medals, and a career that lasted nearly 2 decades. Through it all, she never wavered. And let's not forget, Veronica helped Jamaica's women's sprinting rise to global dominance long before it became routine. Her decision to always wear the Jamaican colors was not just about medals, but about setting an example. That's why Veronica Campbell-Brown takes number 3. At number 2, it's the pocket rocket herself, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. Few athletes in history have dominated as long as Shelly-Ann. Olympic gold in Beijing 2008, world titles over a decade later, and still running world-class times in her late 30s. But what makes her even more remarkable is her loyalty to Jamaica. Other nations tried to lure her away. Sponsors and big contracts could have been easier to manage abroad. But Shelly-Ann wasn't going anywhere. She built her legacy in Jamaica, trained with her people, and made herself a symbol of national pride. Throughout her career, Fraser-Pryce's loyalty to Jamaica was evident in her performances and her words. She often spoke of running for the flag and representing her country with honor. "I've always done it for the flag and showed up to do it for my country." This statement underscores her deep connection to Jamaica, prioritizing national pride over personal glory, even in the face of adversity. Her decision to withdraw in Paris, described as a personal decision, was not about abandoning her country but about listening to her body after a career of relentless dedication to Jamaica's legacy. And she's more than just a sprinter. She's a mentor, a mother, and a role model who showed that loyalty to one's country doesn't limit greatness, it amplifies it. That's why Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is proudly number 2. And of course at number 1 we've got Usain Bolt. Bolt wasn't just a sprinter, he was a global icon. The fastest man in history, an 8-time Olympic gold medalist, and the face of track and field for over a decade. Every nation in the world would have welcomed him. He could have had dual citizenships, switched allegiances, and still been a superstar. As Bolt's fame grew after his breakout at the 2002 World Junior Championships, whispers of lucrative offers from bigger nations began to surface. Countries like the United States, Canada, and even Britain, with their superior resources, training facilities, and financial incentives, saw in Bolt a chance to bolster their own athletic programs. These nations, with their history of attracting talent from smaller countries, could offer citizenship, sponsorship deals, and cutting-edge infrastructure, things Jamaica, a developing nation with limited sports funding, struggled to provide. He built his empire at home, trained with his Jamaican coaches and carried the flag with pride. Every time he crossed the finish line, lightning bolt pose and all, it was for Jamaica. His loyalty is part of his legend. Bolt proved that you don't need to switch allegiances to achieve greatness. You can stay true to your roots and still rule the world. In the end, Bolt's refusal to betray Jamaica wasn't just about saying no to other nations. It was about saying yes to his people, his culture, and his belief that a small island could outrun the world. His legacy is etched not just in record books but in the hearts of Jamaicans who saw one of their own choose home over everything else. And that's a race he won without ever stepping on a track. And that's why Usain Bolt is number one. So there you have it, 6 Jamaican sprinters who refused to betray their country. These athletes showed that loyalty to your country can be just as powerful as speed on the track. Now I want to hear from you. Which Jamaican sprinter's loyalty inspired you the most? Drop your answer in the comments and don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video with another track and field fan. See you in the next video.